There's a $1 liquid that removes bird droppings from any vehicle surface completely, stops the paint damage that costs hundreds of dollars to repair, and does it in under 3 minutes. Not a specialty detailing product. Not a branded automotive cleaner sold at the parts store. Hot water and dish soap. 2 things sitting in your kitchen right now. The professional detailing industry charges between $80 and $150 per session to do exactly what you're about to learn to do yourself for pennies. But here is the part they never tell you at the detailing counter. Bird droppings are not just a cosmetic problem. They are a chemical attack on your paint that begins the moment they land on your vehicle. And the clock starts immediately. Every hour you leave a bird dropping on your paint, the damage compounds. By hour 48, the repair bill stops being something dish soap can fix. By hour 48, you are looking at professional paint correction at $300 minimum or a full respray at $1,500 and up. The detailing industry built an entire revenue stream around a problem that a kitchen sponge in 60 seconds of your time eliminates permanently if you understand one thing the industry never explains: the chemistry of what bird droppings actually are and why time is the only variable that matters. They did not hide this from you because the solution is complicated. They hid it because the solution is so simple that understanding it makes you never need their service again. This is the story of the cheapest paint protection method ever discovered, and the detailing industry that profits from the one fact they make sure you never learn. If these stories matter to you, the subscribe button and the bell are the best way to make sure this knowledge survives. Here we open the vaults the industry locked shut. Let me take you back to the chemistry, because this is where the professional detailing industry becomes genuinely uncomfortable. Bird droppings are not a single substance. They are a complex mixture of 3 chemically distinct components that act on your paint through completely different mechanisms simultaneously. The first component is uric acid, the primary nitrogen waste compound in bird metabolism. Unlike mammals that produce liquid urine, birds excrete nitrogen waste as a semi-solid paste of uric acid crystals mixed with a small amount of liquid. Uric acid has a pH of approximately 3.5, placing it in the same acidity range as vinegar. When uric acid contacts automotive clearcoat, which is the transparent protective polymer layer applied over your base color coat, it begins a chemical attack on the polymer surface through a process called acid etching. The acid disrupts the cross-linked polymer chains in the clear coat at the molecular level, creating microscopic pits and channels in the surface. In the first 2 hours, this etching is superficial and completely reversible with simple cleaning. Between 2 and 12 hours, the etching deepens and the clear coat surface develops a dull, slightly rough texture that requires light machine polishing to restore. Between 12 and 48 hours, the etching penetrates through the clear coat entirely in the most concentrated areas and begins attacking the base color coat beneath. At this stage, the damage requires professional paint correction, wet sanding, and recoating to restore the surface. Beyond 48 hours in direct sunlight, which accelerates the chemical reaction through heat, the damage can reach the primer layer and the metal beneath it. At that point, the vehicle requires panel repainting. The second component is partially digested organic matter from the bird's digestive system, including fats, proteins, and fermentation acids from the gut microbiome. This component bonds to the paint surface through a different mechanism than the uric acid, creating a sticky biological adhesive layer that holds the uric acid in direct contact with the clear coat and prevents it from being washed away by rain. The third component is grit, microscopic particles of sand, seed husks, and mineral debris that the bird has ingested. This grit is suspended throughout the dropping and acts as an abrasive when you attempt to wipe the dropping away dry. Dry wiping a bird dropping drags that grit across your clear coat surface, creating fine scratches that scatter light and dull the paint finish. This is why every professional detailer tells you never to wipe a bird dropping dry, not because they want to complicate the process, because dry wiping genuinely causes a second category of damage on top of the acid etching. Now here's the critical insight that changes everything. Hot water dissolves the uric acid crystal structure immediately on contact and neutralizes its pH through dilution. Dish soap, specifically the surfactant molecules it contains, breaks the biological adhesive bond between the organic matter and the paint surface and suspends the grit particles in the water, so they lift away from the surface rather than drag across it. Together, hot water and dish soap address all 3 damaging components of a bird dropping simultaneously, completely, and within 60 seconds of application. No specialty product, no detailing appointment, no $100 service fee. The solution has been in your kitchen the entire time. Now let me show you what the research confirms, because this matters for understanding exactly how urgently you need to act when you see a dropping on your paint. A study published in the journal Progress in Organic Coatings in 2013 tested the rate of acid etching damage from synthetic uric acid solutions on standard automotive clear coat panels under controlled temperature conditions. At 20 degrees Celsius, measurable etching depth was detected after 4 hours of exposure. At 35 degrees Celsius, the same measurable etching occurred after 90 minutes. At 50 degrees Celsius, which corresponds to a dark vehicle roof in direct summer sunlight, significant etching penetrated the upper clear coat layer within 45 minutes of exposure. That last number is the one the detailing industry hopes you never read. On a hot summer day, a bird dropping on a dark-colored vehicle roof can cause clear coat damage requiring professional correction in under an hour, not 48 hours, 45 minutes under peak summer sun. A separate analysis by automotive paint manufacturer BASF documented that uric acid etching damage accounts for approximately 8% of all paint correction work performed at professional detailing facilities in the United States annually. 8% of an industry generating $15 billion in annual revenue. That is over $1 billion per year in repair bills generated by a problem that hot water and dish soap applied within the first hour prevents completely. $1 billion from a problem with a $1 solution. That arithmetic is why the detailing industry trains its staff to talk about paint protection packages, ceramic coatings, and professional-grade bird-dropping neutralizers, rather than the kettle of hot water that would eliminate the service category entirely. Before I go further, everything I have revealed barely scratches the surface of what has been hidden from you. All of it is inside the complete Forbidden Camping Vault, the borax mold elimination protocol that permanently protects every surface in your home for $2, the hydrogen peroxide stain removal guide that eliminates every fabric stain for under $2, the citric acid descaling protocol that removes every calcium deposit in your home for $1, the activated charcoal odor elimination system that permanently removes every household odor for $2. And now the complete vehicle paint protection protocol from this very video covering bird droppings, tree sap, and bug splatter with exact timing guidelines, application methods, and the emergency field kit that costs under $3 to keep in your glove compartment permanently. Over 12 guides in one vault, zero filler, every page built for immediate action. The link is in the description right now. But stay here, because the commercial machinery behind your paint damage is worth understanding completely. The professional auto detailing industry in the United States generates over $15 billion in annual revenue. Paint correction services, which address surface damage including acid etching, swirl marks, and oxidation, represent the highest margin service category in the industry. A single paint correction session on a mid-sized sedan costs between $250 and $600 at a professional detailing facility. A ceramic coating application, marketed as the ultimate paint protection solution, costs between $1,000 and $3,000 and requires professional installation. Every single one of these services exists because vehicle owners do not know two things. First, that bird droppings cause chemical damage measured in hours rather than days in summer conditions. Second, that hot water and dish soap applied within the first hour prevents every dollar of that damage completely. The detailing industry does not advertise these facts because an informed vehicle owner is a vehicle owner who never books a paint correction appointment. Instead, the industry invests in the concept of paint protection as a proactive professional service. Ceramic coatings, paint protection film, and scheduled detailing packages are sold on the premise that your paint requires ongoing professional intervention to stay in good condition. The premise is true only if you allow bird droppings to sit on your paint until the acid etching reaches a depth that dish soap can no longer reverse. Create that condition, and the premise becomes true and the invoice becomes inevitable. Prevent that condition, and the entire paint correction revenue category becomes unnecessary for the life of your vehicle. A 2020 consumer survey conducted by an independent automotive research firm found that 67% of vehicle owners believed that bird droppings required a specialty cleaning product to remove safely. 67%. The compound that dissolves uric acid crystals on contact neutralizes the pH through dilution and eliminates the chemical attack mechanism entirely is hot water. The compound that breaks the biological adhesive layer and lifts suspended grit away from the paint surface without scratching is dish soap. Both have been in your kitchen your entire life. Neither has ever appeared in any professional detailing industry consumer education material. A vehicle owner in Phoenix, Arizona documented the paint etching damage on his black sedan after leaving a bird dropping untreated for 3 days during summer. The damage required 3 hours of professional machine polishing at a cost of $340 to restore the clear coat to acceptable condition. 6 months later, the same vehicle received 3 bird droppings on the roof during an outdoor event. He applied hot water from a bottle he had filled at home and dish soap from a travel-sized container in his glove compartment within 20 minutes of noticing the droppings. Total removal time was 90 seconds per dropping. Total material cost was $0. The paint surface showed no etching under inspection. A professional detailer in Toronto with 15 years of experience began advising clients on the hot water and dish soap protocol in 2021 after concluding that the volume of paint correction work his shop performed on bird dropping damage was ethically indefensible given how completely and cheaply the damage was preventable. He reported that clients who followed the protocol saw their annual detailing spend drop by an average of 40%. He also reported that his shop's paint correction revenue dropped by 22% in the following year. He considers the trade worth making. Here's exactly what to do and the timing that makes the difference between a free fix and a $300 repair bill. The moment you notice a bird dropping on your vehicle, the clock is running. In mild weather below 25 degrees Celsius, you have approximately 4 hours before measurable etching begins. In warm weather, between 25 and 35 degrees, you have 2 hours. In hot summer conditions above 35 degrees or on a dark-colored vehicle in direct sun, you have less than 1 hour. Hacked within these windows and dish soap removes the dropping with zero paint damage. Miss these windows and you are booking a detailing appointment. For immediate removal, fill any bottle or container with the hottest tap water available. Pour it generously over the dropping and allow it to soak for 30 seconds. The hot water dissolves the uric acid crystal structure and softens the biological adhesive layer simultaneously. Do not wipe yet. Apply a small amount of dish soap directly onto the softened dropping. Work it gently into the area using a soft microfiber cloth or your fingertip using light circular motions. The soap suspends the dissolved uric acid, the organic material, and the grit particles in the water. Rinse thoroughly with clean water. Inspect the area. On a dropping treated within the safe time window, the paint surface will be completely clean with no visible etching or residue. For a dropping discovered after the time window has passed, which shows a dull, slightly rough patch on the paint surface after cleaning, the etching is present but may still be reversible with light polishing. Apply a small amount of car polish or even standard toothpaste, which contains mild abrasives, to the affected area using a microfiber cloth, and work in small circular motions for 2 to 3 minutes. This removes the uppermost layer of damaged clear coat and restores gloss if the etching has not penetrated deeply. For your glove compartment emergency kit, keep a small spray bottle filled with water and 2 drops of dish soap. Seal it tightly. Total cost under $1. This kit allows you to treat a bird dropping within minutes of discovery regardless of where you are parked, eliminating the time window problem entirely for any dropping you witness landing on your vehicle. One final note. Never use paper towels or dry cloths to wipe a bird dropping before soaking. The grit suspended in the dropping will scratch your clear coat surface as the dry material drags across it. Always soak first, always wipe with a soft microfiber cloth, and always rinse completely. The scratch damage from dry wiping a bird dropping is immediate and visible, and unlike acid etching in the early stages, scratch damage cannot be reversed with dish soap. Here is what I need you to sit with. The paint on your vehicle is protected by a clear coat layer that the manufacturer spent millions of dollars engineering to last the lifetime of the vehicle under normal conditions. Bird droppings are not normal conditions. They are a concentrated acid delivery system that your vehicle encounters every time it sits under a tree, in a parking lot, or anywhere birds exist. The detailing industry has built a significant portion of its revenue on the gap between when the dropping lands and when you act. That gap is measured in hours. The knowledge that closes that gap costs nothing. Hot water and dish soap have been in your kitchen since the day you moved in. The detailing appointment that costs $300 exists only because nobody told you that the same kettle you boil water in every morning is the only paint protection tool you actually need. Now you know. And the next bird dropping that lands on your hood is a 60-second job with a spray bottle, not a $300 invoice with a 2-week wait for an appointment. If this vault opens something for you today, subscribe and share this video now. Every share puts this knowledge in the hands of someone currently watching a bird dropping etch through their clear coat, while they search online for a specialty cleaner that costs $15 and does nothing. The hot water in their kitchen cannot do better. Every subscription keeps this channel digging into the vaults they thought were sealed forever. The next vault opens soon.